everyone, I am Tania. Welcome to Infinity Learn NEET by Sri Chaitanya. So today in this particular session, we will be discussing about the mechanism of the hormone action. Yes, if I talk about the chapter control integration and control coordination and integration from grade 11. So we have spoken about all the endocrine glands and their respective secretions, or which we also call as hormones, right? But the most complicated as well as the most interesting as well as the most important topic from this chapter is the mechanism of the hormone action. That we know that a particular endocrine gland secretes the hormone, but the point is that after secreting the hormone itself, how exactly is the hormone able to target the particular organ, and how exactly the plan of action comes into the picture, right? So this is going to be the most summarized video where I will explain you that how exactly the hormone action takes place. Okay, let's get started with the mechanism of hormone action. Okay, now what you have to understand with hormones is that hormones are what? They are chemical messengers, right? Every hormone needs a receptor to bind with. Okay, so they have the receptor, and receptors are very specific. It means that a receptor will only bind with a specific hormone. Not every hormone can come and bind with any sort of receptor. No. Just like how a specific key can open a specific lock, in the same way, the receptor is going to bind with a specific hormone only, okay? And once the hormone binds with the receptor, they make the hormone receptor complex. And then, once the hormone receptor complex is being made, after that, this complex will make sure that the physiological effect is being observed on the target organ or on the target tissue. Because we already know that when we are talking about hormones, they act on the target tissue, they act on the target organ. They randomly do not, make it obvious that the physiological effects will be seen in the entire body. No. If a particular hormone is there, for example, testosterone, right? Testosterone is a hormone. Testosterone makes sure that the secondary sexual characteristics or the sperm ka development, the testis development, all these areas are covered, right? So these are the target organs, or these are the target tissues of that particular hormone. So when the hormone receptor complex is being made, then this makes sure that the physiological effect is being seen. Okay? Now, the receptors are basically of two types, okay? One is the membrane-bound receptor, the other one is the intercellular receptor. So, by the name itself, it's pretty clear. Membrane-bound receptor. It means that the receptor will be present on the membrane of the target organ, okay? It will be present on the periphery itself. Now, if I say intercellular receptor, so the receptor is going to be present inside the target cell or inside the target organ. Right? Hence, it is known as intercellular receptor. So, because the receptors are of two types, the action or the mechanism of the hormone also varies on the basis of, what kind of a receptor is going to be there. So, now we'll discuss about the mechanism of action. So, here, firstly, let's talk about the membrane-bound receptor. Okay, and now what I'll do is, first of all, I'll make this membrane, right? We'll make a bilipid membrane over here. Okay. Now, because we are talking about the membrane-bound receptor, so the receptor will be present where? It will be present over here, on the membrane itself, correct? For example, this is the hormone. So, when the hormone comes, it binds with the receptor, okay? And it makes the membrane It makes the hormone receptor complex over here only. It means that the hormone is not even entering the cell. Why? Because the receptor is present at the membrane only. It's present on the periphery. So the hormone doesn't even have to enter the cell. Correct? So the hormone came and it's binding with the receptor which is present on the membrane, and then it's making what? This is what? This is hormone receptor complex. Okay? This is hormone receptor complex. Now, because of this hormone receptor complex, what will happen? The ATP which is present inside the cell, okay? The ATP present inside the cell, this will be converted into CAMP with the help of an enzyme. And this CAMP will function as a secondary messenger. Okay? This CAMP will function as a secondary messenger, and this CAMP ka, substance will make sure that physiological effects are observed or they are seen in the target organ. Correct? So that is how the mechanism of action will take place when we are talking about the membrane bound receptor. Okay? Now let's discuss about the intercellular receptor. Okay, let me again make the membrane over here. This is your bilipid membrane. Okay, here is the nucleus where your nucleic acid is present. Now, in most of the cases, in intercellular receptor also, intercellular receptor means what? That the receptor is present inside the cell. Ab inside the cell, we have nucleus also, right? Most of the intercellular receptors, actually, they are present inside the nucleus only. Okay? So, your receptor is here, inside the nucleus. And your hormone is here. So now, to make a hormone receptor complex, your hormone will have to enter inside the nucleus, right? It means that it is entering the cell, unlike the membrane bound receptor wala case. ठीक है? तो यहाँ से the membrane is hormone is coming and it is binding with the receptor, and that is how we got what? Hormone receptor complex. And because of this hormone receptor complex, now what will happen? Now the usual central dogma process will take place. Ki DNA is converted into RNA, that is your transcription. RNA is converted into protein, that's your translation, and ultimately the protein will be responsible for showing the physiological effect. Okay, so that is how the things takes place in intercellular receptor ka case and membrane bound receptor. So now can you see the difference? In membrane bound receptor, the hormone is not even entering the cell. In intercellular receptor, it is entering the cell. In membrane bound receptor, we require a secondary messenger for the physiological effect. In intercellular receptor, we do not require a secondary messenger. Ultimately, yes, the task is being done, that the physiological effect is being observed on the target organ, but these are the few differences over here, right? So that was it for today's session. Now, before wrapping up this session, I want to remind you about All India Test Series pack, where you get these amazing features in just rupees 2,999 only if you apply the coupon code YouTube50 off. Link is given in the description. Please click on the link, apply the coupon code and enjoy all the perks where you can boost up your preparation with this All India Test Series pack, right? Now, if you found this video helpful in any way, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right away. Press the bell icon so that you do not miss any interesting videos coming up on your feed. Thank you.